What you doing? I'm your Otakutainment, the AC source with this Otakutainment reviews for Weekly Shonen Jump, issue 4 of 2025, and if I am right, we are almost done with the 2024-2025s. Yes. So this is, of course, a late live stream. If you're watching it, you know that, because that time of year, I could have done it on Tuesday, I didn't. So now it is Friday, a couple days until the next issue comes out. Hey, I want to talk about it anyways because I read them, and that's why I do this. But the next live stream will be on the last day of the year. We'll see. I want to get at least all the 2024 Weekly Shonen Jump issues of 2025 done within 2024. That way we can go into 2025 like I expected, talking about the 2025 issues. It's a weird thing, but wow, we really have 5 issues of Weekly Shonen Jump in 2024. The 2025 issues. Let me double check that. Make sure I'm not going crazy and that they're secretly not going to have one next week. Because, they might not. Who knows? Apparently, I know less about this stuff. Oh, okay. So there might not be. Okay, so there's not going to be one next week. Okay. That makes sense, I guess. New Year's. We'll see. Okay, so I guess we're not going to have one next week. Could just do this one late. Good thing I'm doing it late then, It all works out. We're not going to have one this coming week anyways, so extend the time. No, it's all an excuse. I'm not getting any of that done. But yeah, welcome. If you are in the stream and you want to talk about a certain series, I can always jump around. I will most likely do what I've done with the past one so far, which is start with the least popular on Manga Plus, where I read them because they are free there, so you have no excuse not to read them if you're like blah blah blah, blah money. But I can always jump around. I can always change up the order to my favorites because I might rush through the ones I don't care that much about and jump to my favorites anyways. Might be rushing to a certain Ichi the Witch. Anyway, so yeah, I can always go back, say some more stuff if I need to. But if you're, of course, not watching a live stream, then you must be watching the VOD that I'm posting on YouTube, stream on Twitch, video on YouTube. Let's get into the series. So first up, me and Roboco, Weddings and Roboco, chapter 215. This one, I actually really liked it. Random, of course, why not? But it also depends on your feelings towards just shit talk for no reason, even if it feels justified. So, Gaku, yes, that Gaku got married. I think got married, and this is the reception. Yeah, because they talk about the actual wedding as if it already happened. And the whole time, Roboco is just shit talking people. But this also justifies, yeah, it's a weird group. We all know that. Everyone knows that. It doesn't seem like anyone but Roboco really cares. And then it's just a lot of that. Yeah, it's funny. If it was real people, it would be, you would probably hate Roboco, but it's a gag manga, so it's like, oh yeah, no, that makes sense. We're with you. Even though it does go on long enough, it does kind of be like, okay, Robo, calm down. But even with all that, even though there's a weird story that second year tells, it's also kind of touching, and it brings everything to a nice ending, like actual genuinely nice ending. But it's just something nice. It caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting something like that. Okay, so that's all I really have to say about that. Let's just keep going on with more of the gag manga. Super Psychic Policeman, Chojo, Chapter 44, The Senior Police Officer's BFF. Another just really dumb one. Well, more dumb than Roboco. Okay, Chojo's BFF, Dan Kotobuki. Dan. Isn't that, I don't know. Anyways, I thought the name sounded familiar, like it belonged to another TCG style anime or manga, but wait, isn't that the main character's name of Bakugan? Dan Kudo, something like that? I don't know. That's not really even TCG. There's technically cards, but I'm getting distracted. Yeah, visits. Has a TCG obsession. It's Yu-Gi-Oh. Silly Yu-Gi-Oh. But are there other? How's Magic doing in Japan? I don't know. I don't really ever hear anybody ever talk about Magic in Japan. Is it popular over there? I know, of course, Pokemon is. Of course, Yu-Gi-Oh is. Is Digimon? Oh man, I've been wanting to get into some Digimon collecting. I don't need to do that. I already have other collectings I need to get control of. But yeah, there's an obsession with silly Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh's silly. I really like Yu-Gi-Oh. I have some cards. I want to get more into that. Probably gonna play the games, the new old collection comes out. So distracting. But yeah, Ippogi thinks it's all dumb. Look, okay. See, not my words. Ippogi and childish, and yeah, the way they act, you can kind of see it. But hey, if people have passions, let them have the passions. But it's also like, is this the manga's true feelings? I mean, I don't know. What do you think, Shun, Numa? Do you like cards or not? How you really feel? But whatever it is, no, never mind. I think the manga thinks all this is dumb. But just thinking about how silly everything is and the exaggeration, but then you're like, also, no, that's pretty much how the shows go. Okay. Anyways, so the sellers of cards and usurpers of money show up, and which stands for scum. If you didn't get that. And then it's so dumb. It's hard to talk about this because the more I talk about it, the dumber it sounds to me in my head. Jojo beats them with what was originally Dan's special card. It was the last card that Treasure really needs to solidify the deck. The 4-ounce Fat Dragon. So stupid. And they beat them. And hey, here's the thing though. Scum, really good sports. You know, they're respectful, even though they're supposed to be villainous. So, I don't know how toxic the card game is. I just know you can't actually play Yu-Gi-Oh! If you don't go first turn anymore. That's what I heard. And the few duels I played online where I don't get turns. Anyways, that's it. Otherwise, we're just going to keep getting distracted and thinking about Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, Magic, Digimon. Disney now has one. One Piece now has one. Is One Piece popping? Oh, never mind. Should I skip to One Piece? One Piece was decent. No, let's keep going down the line. Hakutaku. Yeah, what was this? It was like chapter... I meant to look up the name or take a note of it. I don't care. I'm not that into Hakutaku, but it's chapter 14. Akamine, the genius, the game developer, has an idea of how our main protagonist group game works without even being told anything about it. Just uses detective skills, I guess. It seems a little outrageous too, but I don't know. Yeah, I guess if you're that much of a genius with games, that stuff could be easy to figure out. So that's going on, and then over on Noto's side, gives like a successful 1-minute pitch to Honjo. That's it. That's all you need to talk about. There's not much going on in this. It feels like it's going to be a very lackluster ending. What is this? 14 they have? Was it 14? Yeah, I guess 14. Probably 4 or 5 episodes left to go, or chapters left to go. I don't think much is happening. I mean, that's me assuming it's getting canceled, but it probably is. Now, on to my least favorite. If you watch my other streams, you know it's my least favorite. Nui's Exorcist. Just one of the dumbest manga at this point. Just even more disappointed at it with this chapter. Chapter 80. Please don't go. Please go. Just leave. Get this done and over with. I'm tired of it. It's not going anywhere. That's the thing. And more stuff keeps popping up that I care less and less about. So Sujita, here's the thing. Don't remember who you are. I've read every single chapter. Every week it comes out. This series has done such a bad job of making characters distinguishable. If you really like the series, you probably know who these characters are. But I had to figure out, and who are you? I don't know. I kind of have a feeling of who you are. But where did you come? Anyway, Sujita confesses to Gakuro just to fail stopping from going. I don't know. And then Karasu pops up. I remember you at least. And acts as a map and presence eraser. That's it. That's the chapter. Nothing really happened. Is this a rom-com? Is it trying to shift to a rom-com? I know it's already a harem exorcist series, but let's move on to something better. Something slightly better. And honestly, sure. Series overall better. This whole thing, consider a flashback arc? I guess so. Witch Watch 184, Phantom Blaze Part 6. Not much really happens in this one either. Honestly, except for a few chapters, most of these I was like, yeah, okay, that happened, but then not much else. Witch Watch. They hold off Jean d'Arc long enough for Kuron to seal, but half of Taiga is sealed too. That's it. Okay. No, you know that prophecy that we got a couple of chapters ago? Yeah, already happened. Not really. You think there'd be more of a build with prophecies? Like, they deliver right away? Cool. Okay, let's move on to one also kind of silly. But also like, oh, okay, that's neat. I like the cleverness of it. The Elusive Samurai, chapter 185, Sunbeam 1340, 1340. I don't know. However you say numbers. This one also not much happens, but like I said, I like the cleverness of it. There's a bunch of bad drumming. See there. But it was all just to lay a trap with the deer. I guess they can't see. You feel like you will eventually be able to see them, but then they turn the drums on the side, and then just have deer attached to them so their back legs are kicking. Honestly, pretty clever. However, I guess this was Tokiyuki uses this as an ambush. From what we see on the last page, a solo ambush, so not much is. There might be others laying wait, but it was just to attack Toki. I don't know. I don't remember if the speech bubble was a thought bubble or a speech bubble. But either way, you give away your cover. You could just assassinate it. So most likely it's not going to work out. I'm assuming, and it's going to get drawn out a little bit more. Who knows? But that's the chapter. Let's move on to a kind of interesting turn 4, Astro Royale. Oh, this one is special because ABR stands for Astro Battle Royale. They said the thing. I know, right? Right? Yeah, it wasn't that special. It was like kind of cheesy. I get it. But yeah, there's an Astro Battle Royale in 3 days. I don't know if it's. I don't remember if the rules were clearly stated yet. If it's a battle to death of these things, or you can just knock people out. The 8th son, I already forgot your name. The Immortal Phoenix. I don't know if that matters either. What was that 8th son's name? Shikaba? Yeah, Shikaba just likes to fight and be a little shit, it seems like. But we also meet the 9th son, Tyra. Yeah, so they talk a bit about what's going on, try to be threatening, and now I guess it's time for us to the ABR. That's it. But they said the name. Hey, it doesn't matter. Let's move on to Kill Blue, chapter 83, page 83, Kakeru Inukai, which honestly, actually interesting turn. I didn't think about. Oh yeah, you are an old person. Oh. You probably would at some point have assistants or apprentice, protege under you. I always just think about the main person. I don't remember your names. I don't remember many of these characters' names because I'm not crazy about Kill Blue. There was a point it was okay. I wasn't crazy when it started. It grew on me. Now it's more like it's just hanging on. Bottom right corner. What is your name? Because you were also kind of like partner, underling of Ogami. I don't know, but yeah, Kakeru Inukai just was a trainee. That's the word I was looking for Ogami. And then we saw like it was pretty rough being that trainee, but now growing up, transferring to the school to take out all the Jarden people. But for some reason, it's just an idiot. has trouble understanding what being an undercover middle schooler is, and is just like upset that Ogami is just blending in or being part of them. I don't know what you expected from this, but then eventually by the end, Ogami does show off skills again to, I guess, get Kakeru to be like, oh yeah, you are still the same. Cool. That's it. Let's move on to Sid Craft. Love is a mystery. It's not a mystery. This isn't a mystery at all. This is dumb. I don't see this series lasting at all. I lost hope for it. It hasn't done anything that impressive or that interesting since the first 3 chapters. Now it's case 6. The lost cat dwells on an enemy love letter. And look, here, I know it's more of a rom-com more than a mystery. Okay, I get it. But still, like make it a little better, I guess, or do something a little better. But yeah, okay. So, and this is what I was thinking the whole time. The chapter opens up with a failed Bechdel test with Lulu, Elio, and Soful. That's it. And I say failed because all they did was talk about Sid the entire time. That's it. Yeah, I get it. Rom-com, I said that already, but still, come on, have something else. And then of course it has to get a little pervy, where they're exercising for some reason, and I guess like sports gear, but for manga and stuff, that's still considered pervy. I don't really care. But it's just like, what's this story supposed to be? What? It feels so directionless when it seems like it was an actually decent setup. You know what? This had nothing to do with Sid Craft. It's so early to be like going off on just. I hate saying it, but it feels so much like a filler chapter. What was the point of this chapter? But yeah, eventually it gets into some of the mystery part. There was a romance letter that turns out to just be a calling card for a bomb on a ship. That's it. That's how they tried to still say it was something going on. It wasn't. It was. I don't want to say waste of time, but it's like, where is this story going? What is the story? Let's move on to something that actually has a story. Akane-banashi. Story 140, Tough Cookie. Now, I say this story, but there's also not that much going on with it yet. I feel like it'll pick up eventually. We just have to get so much background. But in this chapter, all that really goes on is the apprentices of the Shiguma school meet up just to say they're all going to get better. And yeah, that's nice. It's a nice moment to have. That way, it's not all left to the oldest one, who just became Shinichi. Oh man, I gotta get better at terms. That way, they can all eventually reform, and that's pretty much all the chapter was. I feel like after this, we'll finally get going to something else happening. So, next up, we have Ultimate Exorcist. Look at that. Another. All these seem like it's just setup chapters. Yeah, anyways. Chapter 26, A Hot Spring Promise. I'm still okay with the series. As far as Exorcist series go, it's grown on me enough to where I'm okay with reading it. I'm not going to complain about it too much like I do with Noah's Exorcist. But at least for this chapter, Harai and Akari are playing ping ball, still training, while the others are discussing that they will do something. They don't discuss what that something is that they are going to do. That part was kind of like, what's the point? You could have went into more details, unless I missed it. But yeah, then all the others leave, except for Harai and Sakaki, but they don't share any details, like I say. And also, they never show Jack Joe and Nehan confront Tsurugi. And that was disappointing, because I was looking forward to that confrontation. You see a little, like, I think, literal panel of, like, those two bowing or saying farewell to Tsurugi, but that's it. And now, I guess Harai and Sakaki are going to have some kind of test fight. It's going to do something, maybe teach another skill or something to Harai. We don't know for sure yet, because that's where the chapter left off. Now, on to the next series, also on its way out. Shinobi Undercover. Chapter 15, The Ninja Ghost It was a decent chapter. I don't have too much bad to say about it, but besides, it really just seems like the series is going to suddenly end. But yeah, there's a struggle against Toby the Kite in the dark, who also has good hearing. And then eventually reinforcements arrive, and that's pretty much it. Because they're still trying to keep it a secret, so they wait till the moon is covering clouds and stuff, and then try to fight in the dark. But I guess not really used to the dark. I thought it was going to be something like Toby would be like, "Alright, start now. I have the advantage," and then it'd be like, "No, I actually have advantage." But that never happened. We waited until the others showed up, knocked out Oe, and then now they're going to really fight. And then the series is going to end, I guess. If it keeps going on, I'm going to be so surprised. Because it really feels like there's 4 series definitely on the chopping block. Or just ready to end. And this definitely feels like one of them. Honestly, this next series feels like one of them too. So maybe there's 5. Hema 10. I just don't... I mean, I can see where you're going. It's a pretty typical rom-com. But number 24, light, normal. So... it's just really Yoshino kind of thinks about feelings for Emori, and that's pretty much it. And then eventually Emori comes over and they talk about adding more to Emori's cleaning responsibilities. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I can really think about. Because there was like what to do with laundry, cleaning the bathroom, not cleaning the toilet. It's like so dumb. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting sick of rom-coms because of this whole, I'm so shy, no, I can't do that. I rewatched Toradora. I have a whole podcast about that. And they don't do that bullshit shyness stuff. There's a little bit of like the fluster every now and then, but it's also very mild. It's not stupid. And they really just don't give a fuck. They're like, oh, okay, this happened. Yeah, okay, we're all people. It's fine. These newer rom-coms, and it is the newer ones, that they just really go overboard with it. It's like, are you really that much? I don't know, I don't want to say anything bad, but are you really that pathetic? Have you really never talked to another person before? Because I think they're now really catering to the kind of people who only watch these things and have literally never talked to another person before. Not literally, but it almost feels like it. So am I shit talking? Yeah, probably, but I think I'm losing my rom-com kind of thing, unless there's ever a new one that's actually good. But let's move on to what I thought was going to end. It's not the last chapters, there's more. So, Mission Yozakura Family. If this one's not ending, I don't know where else it's going. Mission 256, Banquet Part 1. And it must be ending next chapter, right? Right? Or is Undead Unluck ending next chapter? No, wait. What if Undead Unluck ends first and then this one? It could happen. I don't know. Anyways, what happened to this one? So, Taiyo lost the ring on the day of the Cherry Blossoms Vow ceremony. I don't really know what that is. I guess it's just a thing they decide to have sometimes. It was for the 10th generation this time. So I don't know if it's a generational thing, or they just decide to have it, or they just like, oh, here's a good occasion, we could have it for it. I don't know. But yeah, nobody really knows where the ring went. Turns out it was Kyoichiro was cleaning it the whole time. Maybe literally the whole time. I don't know. Yeah, sure, it looks nice now. And then the two of them kind of have a heart-to-heart. That's kind of it. Now, next chapter, I guess it's time for the banquet. Maybe time for the end. Who knows? We'll have to see. Oh, no, next. Undead Unluck. Decently cool title page. Number 236, Heart. So, the other Umas are absorbed by the Sun Soul, Phase End. Andy accepts death by Fuko, forgetting that's what is considered to not be undead anymore, to Andy at least. And then they land a final wicked sick attack. What a finale. It really feels like a finale. So, maybe a couple chapters, the resolution of all this, and then one more chapter just to top it off, to be like, oh, it didn't really forget. I remember you. It's like, oh, wow. It needs to leave on some kind of cliffhanger. It can't go too far in the future, I guess, after remembering. It might be that classic thing of, like, literally the last page of, like, hey, do I know you? Or do I remember you? Kind of like the end of that realization of your name. That kind of moment. Where it's like, something's up. I don't know. But yeah, next up, Blue Box. Another one where not much happens for me to talk about unless somebody jumped in and wanted to talk about. Chinatsu's dad is running late, literally running, now after a traffic jam. What's his face comes in and meets him for some reason, I don't know. But and then the anime versus sideshow game begins. Each have gotten 1 point, and that's it. That's the chapter. Let's move on, because I'm kind of getting, I don't know. Blue Box. I was kind of getting into sports manga, but Blue Box just isn't doing it for me. I don't know why. Maybe because it's not pure sports, I guess. I'm not super into just romance. I don't know. Let's move on to definitely my favorite series. And one that just keeps going and I get so excited for. And I'm not doing last because I want to do One Piece last. Ichi the Witch, 16th Hunt, the World Hater Magique. Woo! Okay, so the World Hater Magique summons a wall of creepy angel looking thing, like skeletons, like demon angels, something like that. I don't know. And if anything they touch, they teleport or something like that. That's it. And then Ichi gives a little speech about being prepared to die on a hunt, no matter the size, comparing like even a rabbit or a wolf. And you're like, how can you die to a rabbit? I had a dog who, when was a puppy, got his ass beat by a rabbit. So rabbits can be fearsome. And there's always that thing. You may have seen people debate or talk about what kind of animal could you win in a fist fight, and surprisingly, when you really think about it, you probably couldn't take on really any wild animal with your bare fist. And animals don't give a fuck. They'll mess you up if they could. But also, I could probably take on a good bit. I'm not scared. Anyways, so after that, and after Ichi just really wanting to hunt this magic, uses Uroro and Uruwashi, which I guess is the true name of the ice shark magic. What was the name of it? Shark magic, something like that. The ice one, the one you just got. Finally get to see it, and is it exciting? It's cool. It's just a giant charge of ice sharks, and then one giant one. Really cool panel. This was an exciting one, but I am just going to continue on and keep going to Kagurabachi. Another one that was actually pretty decent. It was pretty neat to see at first. Kagurabachi chapter 62, Iori. It was interesting to see Iori's side of all this. At first I was like, okay, why is this random person? Because my memory sucks, even though it's only been like a week. I forgot the whole point of who this person was supposed to be. So I was like, oh, okay, why is this random person here? What's going on? Oh, yeah. You're the kid of Samura or whatever. So yeah. We see him more in his life, dealing with the weird thing in the sky and just not feeling right. The owl, I think it said, something like that. That's what the weird thing in the sky is. And then the Shaku attack, because maybe Iori is subconsciously realizing something up is breaking the seal himself, and then that kind of sent out a signal for the Shaku to locate, which of course I guess also helped the others come and save, because there's a point they're like, don't kill any females, and it's like, okay. So whoever the person was about to kill one of the male students in the class, who was like, I'm going to be a hero too and help protect, but then Iori's like, bet, and jumps in front and is like, you can't kill me, I'm female. And then it's like, okay, well, let me see you taste blood. But then Iori saved. You read the chapter, you know what happens. It's like, okay, cool. It's going to be a pretty cool character. So does that mean Iori's going to be trained to be a badass? Maybe. I can see it. Maybe not as badass as Samura. Not right? Names? That's the name, right? But, no. What is the name? I'm going to double check this because I don't get it. Yeah, Samura. Ooh, okay, so let's move on to Sakamoto Days. Oh, there's only a couple of series left. Okay. Sakamoto Days. Days 195. I know. So, in this, we jump back, like it says, 30 minutes to the horse race person. I don't remember if there was a name. If there is, I'm bad at it. I also don't remember if the fortune teller person has a name either. Sent by the bad guy to kidnap this fortune teller. I hope there's not a name. That way I can't say I forgot it. But yeah, then Sakamoto comes in just in time to stop him. Then gets the Shin to stop that. It catches up to present time. Is that it? I think that was it. Oh, and then trying to save the other one, the person Shin almost just killed. That way Shin doesn't become a murderer. Yeah, that was pretty much it. I can't think of anything else that happened during it that was worth talking about. Okay, so last but not least, definitely not least, I'm gonna have to adjust myself for this one. One Piece, woo! Yeah, it's still going and going strong. Oh, I did not. This is only a title page. I don't know what chapter it is. I don't know the chapter name of it. 1134. So, we get a lot of information about what's going on in this chapter in the world. Apparently, there is a clone of Vegapunk that Lilith has and needs to build a lab in order to extract the clone out, all the memories and stuff like that. I think it was like 20, it was either memories from 20 years ago or 20 years worth of memories. So I guess that's what they're going to be working on. And then there's like a school and there's giant kids that are kind of little assholes, really full of themselves. Some of them are assholes, some of them are fine. But now they're not war focused anymore because the times have changed. That's it. No need to fight and do all that stuff. And then going over to Saul and Robin, apparently Saul was somehow able to recover all the books from O'Hara from years ago, 22 years, 20 some years ago. And then when they go into the Owl Library, they turn into giant books. Some kind of weird magic that I don't think it explained it happened. It just does. Books turn giant in this library. Not helpful for Robin. How are you going to get those out? Do you have to take them out in order to read them? Or you just walk all over the books in order to try? It is a cool scene in the library, though. And then, apart from all this, Loki is somehow talking to someone on a snail. Don't know who it is. Someone named Shaggy. And then someone is teleported in that looks awfully a lot like Shanks, and I'm sure you can find a bunch of theories, but there's nothing for certain. And I hope everyone's wrong, because that's just how I am. I do hope everyone's wrong. It could just be Shanks. It might not be Shanks. Everyone's like, it didn't show the person's face. It might still be Shanks, or it's a twin brother. It's like, I don't care about your stupid theories. If they're right or not. I hope they're wrong, though. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all the series, my little thoughts on them. Whatever they may be. Good or bad, agree, disagree, but I just want to talk a bit about them because why not? I can. Even if I don't have a lot to say about every series, it feels good to just get them out. And if anybody ever wants to jump in, talk along more, you can do that. Or if you're watching the video I post later, leave comments and do that. But it was an okay week for Weekly Shonen Jump. Some really strong chapters. The rest were just like, you're moving the story along. I get that. Cool. Let's keep doing that, I guess. But I think that's going to be it. I think that's all I'm going to really need to say. Next stream is going... Oh, I didn't even say. So there's no new Weekly Shonen Jump this week. So I guess the next stream will be... Wait a minute. Hang on. I definitely thought it said the 3rd, but that's okay. They might be doing it, might be early, right? Anyways, my next stream will most likely be I'm going to double check this. I'll put the stuff in the description if you're watching later. January 7th to talk about the first 2025 issue of Weekly Shonen Jump 2025 issues. So dumb, I know, but I'm gonna keep doing it until it's actually 2025, which is in a few days. But yeah, so that's gonna be it for me. Let's talk more if you want to. Of course, leave comments and all that stuff, social media, all that stuff, email, all that stuff. You can find links to it. But I want to thank everyone who watched, everyone who's going to watch, and I definitely want to thank my Ko-fi members, Vix Live and Julio Vasquez. If you also want to help support me on Ko-fi, you don't have to. Just appreciate it. I'm going to have more stuff coming to my Ko-fi. Shout-outs, stories, bloopers, notes, all my notes. So check that out if you want to. I keep everything real cheap because you don't need to spend a lot of money and you can watch me for free either way. But thank you no matter what you do. But that's going to be it for this Otakutainment reviews for Weekly Shonen Jump issue 4 of 2025 and 2024. I have been your Otakutainer, the AC Stories. Until next time, 2 weeks. Bye.